Hi, welcome. It's that time. Make sure she's out. If she's not, follow this link and go and watch Jamie's. You can watch that one with her in. Otherwise, send her out. Right, so here we are. We're on round 6. We've only got 2 more rounds left. And this one was Cadwell Park. Would seem everyone's local track. Now, as always, I'll just go through it, make sure you understand how much it actually costs. Now, the full race weekend consisted of qualifying, race 1, that was on Saturday, and then on Sunday it was race 2, race 3. So altogether 4 real sessions, and for Cadwell, it was 279 quid for weekend racing. Now, what's missing off here is track day. There was a track day on the day before. No, tell a lie. It was a car track day. So there were no track day, but there were the test day. Don't forget, I've already paid for all test days. But if you needed to get on that test day, 159 quid. We had 5 sessions. What I will say is, they didn't call our group for one of the sessions. We were waiting for it, and there were about 6 or 7 of us who didn't get out on session 4. So we missed a full session. Not what we can do about it. They said they called. They obviously didn't, because we went and asked other people as well. But that's another one altogether. Now, fuel. We were at Caddy. There's no pits, so I didn't get in a garage. I had to put my own race tent up, and I had to provide my own power. So fuel was a little bit more, because I had to fill my Jenny up, believe it or not, as well. So fuel for the bike and the Jenny worked out at 66 quid. Not too bad, to be honest, but 66 quid. And then there's the driving. To drive there and back, my car's an X5. I didn't think it was too bad. 98 quid. It was 175 mile there, 175 back. So I don't think 98 quid were too bad. And if you think, there were quite a few miles on back lanes. So it were one of them. All together. So just to go racing, that's nothing else, just to go racing, £602. That's just to go racing. That's the fuels and the race and the test day. So that's that part of it. Right, so down to the nitty gritty. Like I said, don't let her watch this one. Go and watch Jamie Harris's. You'll enjoy that one. You can use that one to actually show her how much it costs. Jamie's is a brilliant one. So follow the link I put on earlier. Go and watch Jamie's, especially if she's in. If not, you're in your own trouble. I've warned you enough about this. Right. So, did get it wrong. I put Anglesey before Cadwell. Well, that's not the actual case. It was actually, Anglesey was the round before. Now we're on Cadwell Park. Leeds is Oulton and Donnington. Green pen is full cost. Red pen is my cost. Better get a black pen to write down what it is. Right. So Cadwell Park. Nope. Green cost that one. $2.79. Test day 159. Petrol was 66, and diesel was 98. 602 quid. So that's not so bad. Now, tyres. Now, we did test day. There were 5 sessions. In reality, if you were a top lad, you'd probably use 2 rears, 1 front. So for the test day, 2 rears, 1 times front. Yep, 690 quid. Me, I put a TD on. TDs last forever. So I used 1 rear one front, and that actually cost me 120 quid. And that one for both of them. That one for the rear and the front. Scrubs, don't forget, I don't buy new. Now, when it comes to the racing, you've got qualifying race 1, race 2, and race 3. Now, what I will say is, it's a bit funny, that one. You'd probably use 2 rears and 1 front again. You'd use 1 rear for your race and your qualifying, then you'd change to your rear, another rear for your race 1, race 2. You'd only use 1 front. So for the race itself, again, you're talking 2 plus 1, which is 690 quid. For me, what I will say is massive shout out to Craig. Now, Craig bought me a set of tyres, front and rear, and he didn't buy me 2 sets of rears. But I did make, let's put it this way, after racing qualifying, that rear tyre was still better than the scrubs I buy. And it did reflect. It did reflect in my times and how I raced at Cadwell. But I think on the 3rd race, I did spin the rear tyre because it's more of a right-hand wearing circuit. So I did spin it. So I only used 1 and 1, but I didn't pay for it. Craig paid for it. So in reality, I didn't pay anything for tyres for my race, for my qualifying, race 2, race 3. Massive, massive shout out to Craig. Thanks so much. It has spoilt me, which I'll come to. I will say that. Now, pads. Now, because I changed my pads at Anglesey, I had loads of meat left on my DCs. So I did actually use them again, but I used up my RSTs. Now, my RSTs, they're what I normally use if it's raining, if it's really, really cold, and for testing or track days. I don't use DCs. I save them for racing because they're the better ones. So, in reality, I did use up a full set of RSTs, even though they do last quite a bit. But in reality, now you'll notice the RSTs here are 55 quid. I've lost that discount on them now. They're not that cheap. They're 64. I haven't shopped around, but I did pay 64 quid for them. Now, I'm not going to put the DCs down because I'm using the same DCs from Anglesey. I'll probably end up putting a new set of DCs in for Oulton, to be honest. The RSTs that I have put in, they'll do for Oulton as well. They'll probably do for Donnington, but I'll come back to them. That's them. Now, I also had to, and apart from one thing, my bike's literally covered, as in it's running okay. Apart from a temperature sensor, thermostat, should I say. Now, I looked on eBay, I looked on all them sites. Extortionate. I'll tell you where I got it from. BMW. That's where I got it from. It was 40. I've got it just here. Thermostat plus the O-ring. So I bought both. 48 quid. I've actually got it as 49 on my sheet. So I've got a sheet. I've actually got it as 49. I'll put it at 49 just of the odd pence. But thermostat and the O-ring, 49 quid. I had to order it from BMW. It took a week to come, but it sorted my bike. I didn't have any overheating issues. An old issue popped up, and I don't know if it's because I had a few issues with my RCK. I fixed my RCK. It was just a cable that was broke on that. Big massive shout out to Phil Whitby for pulling me out of crap with that when I put the new tyres on. But I did put the OBD on and I messed about with it, and I don't know if I've got to now reset the I'll reset everything before I go Oulton Park. That is roughly all I paid. I didn't change oil on that because I changed oil here. I will have changed, by the time you're watching this, I've already changed the oil and the filter ready for Oulton. But that doesn't go on this one, that stays on that one. Right, if you are paying full price for one weekend at Cadwell Park, £2,093. Yeah, me, and I will say, and it is due, not just due, but Craig helped me out a lot because I didn't have to use any of my scrubs that I bought, or else it would have been a bit more. For me, it was £835. Almost my cheapest weekend. That one really were down to fuel and everything. That one, so I can't, I mean, that's a proper cheap weekend. But literally, my cheapest weekend, Cadwell Park, it was. Now, that's 835 for me. Over $2,000 if you're buying brand new. Don't forget, this is if you're buying brand new, and if you're like me, you need to get some, you know, buy scrubs and race on scrubs. I'll just go back to what I said about tyres. You see this zero, what I paid for the race. I paid 120 quid, don't get me wrong, for my TD. Now, I have changed to Metzler. I keep going back to, I've changed to Pirelli. And I did that at Anglesey. I think I started at Croft and went at Anglesey, I've proper changed back over to Pirelli. But I'm still using Metzler's as my track day tyre because I've got an abundance of them sort of tyres. So I am still using Metzler's. Now, Craig spoilt me. I'm afraid he spoilt me with that new set of tyres. The difference in new tyres and a set of scrubs, totally different levels. Same as brake pads. I go on about brake pads, about the DCs and the RSTs. DCs are a different level to RSTs. Same with the new tyre. Them new tyres, Craig spoilt me. Not good, it is, but it isn't, because, you know, I said I'd wait till Donnington before I bought a set. I can't do it. I've actually gone and bought, not the front, I'm going to use front again, but I bought a brand new rear. And I didn't realise, you know, this 690, that is for Metzler's. It's not for Pirelli's. Pirelli's are a little bit dearer. So you'll see price of that one when we go to Oulton, just purely down to I have actually bought an extra Pirelli. I did some overtime and I just thought, you know, rather than save it for Donnington, I can do more, I can get more overtime at work. It means I have to work. Or, as Jamie put it, I'm racing for free. Work are actually paying me for giving them a bit of my time, so they're sponsoring me. They're not. I understand it's my money that pays for it. But I have actually bought a rear tyre for Oulton. Oulton Park, we've only got qualifying. I've got the half-day test day. I've got qualifying and race 1, race 2. We don't have a race 3 because we're not allowed to race on a Sunday at Oulton. So in reality, it might be a little bit cheaper. I have upgraded my fuel as well. I'm going to start just using super unleaded. I've just been using normal petrol. I'm going to use super unleaded. I had a chat with Lewis and Gavin, and they just use it. They just use super unleaded all the time. I thought, you know something, get super unleaded. It's only a couple of pence. It's like 12 pence a litre or 15 pence a litre more, but it's better fuel. Hopefully adds a bit more horses to the bike, because my bike's a bit of a letdown at the minute. Now, altogether, this is we're 6 rounds in. We've got another 2 rounds. You know, if this is you in green, over 12 grand. You're 12 grand in, if that's you. If you're paying full price all the time, you're 12 grand in. I didn't budget 12 grand to come racing, I can tell you that. And I certainly didn't budget what I paid. Now me, I've explained all the way through this, I can't afford new. Yeah, even though I've just bought a brand new one for Oulton. I'm 6.5 grand in. Literally half price of, and it is purely, what you'll notice is it's this bit, it's the tyres. The tyres cost so much. So that's the one where it costs a lot. And you've got to take into account little bits and bobs break on your bike. So you've got to fix them. Let me just, now this will go on to Oulton, but what I noticed were when I was changing wheels, and this isn't the make, and I don't want to bitch the company or anything, but let me hide. Sprocket. Now, good job I checked stuff like this, and I wondered, I kept seeing little bits of shiny stuff near, you know, near casing where front sprocket is, and I didn't really think about it. And then when I would change it back wheel, I noticed my sprocket. Get teeth on them. Now, I'm not going to name the brand, but I have bought a few of these. And what I'll say is, they're very light. They're very light. And yeah, it's when did I fit this? I fitted this after Snetterton. So brands 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rounds it's lasted me. Is that good? Is it bad? I don't know. But I won't be using that ever again. Whether or not, I mean, I have still got some of these sprockets, but not in this tooth. So this is a 44 tooth. And I'm not going to name brand. You know, all I'll say is black. You can see what they are. You know, if you know them, if you use them, that's up to you. I bought a rental. I have got some others, but they're different teeth. But I bought a rental, and I'm going to try that. That'll go on to Oulton, because obviously it goes as a sprocket. All I wanted to show you were, check your teeth, lads. And I don't mean these ones, I mean them ones. Because I didn't realise how worn they actually were until I had a proper look. And I wondered where swarf were coming from. Oh, I've now got oil all over my fingers. So, check your sprockets. That will go on to Oulton because that's for next race. So, now, that's Cadwell. 6 rounds in. Oulton's next. Then we've got Donnington as the last one. Where then I'll be doing a final. If you're enjoying it, give us a subscribe. If you've watched every one of these by now and you haven't subscribed, what's wrong with you? Come on. It costs you nothing. Just throw us a sub and enjoy watching it. What I will say, guys, is cheers, and I will catch you later.